What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down some of Scotty Miller's route running, okay? So today we're going to be talking about how to sell an out route kind of off of this vertical section of a route, and then we're going to be talking about how to attack a DB's blind spot, okay? So these are the two things that we're going to focus on today, so I hope this video gives you some value. I hope it gives you some insight on route running and how you guys can create separation and how Scotty Miller can create some separation. But first thing I want to talk to you about today, fellas, is something we're just now offering on my website. It's an Improve Your Route Running in 10 Days program. So it's a 10-day step-by-step process. So we walk you through Day 1, Day 2, Day 3. If you want access to this, check out that very first link in the description. It's a 10-day step-by-step process as to how to be a better route runner. So we give you specific drills to work on the specific techniques to improve your route running in 10 days, okay? So I hope we can get you guys on this product soon. I think it's a great value. It's kind of builds off of what we talk about here, but it's a little bit more advanced. It talks about how to improve some of the techniques that we talk about here. So again, link in the description. Let's get started. So first route here is going to be kind of like this rocker step, almost like out and up route where he's going to sell like an out and up pretty much in 2 steps. Okay. So that's what we're going to be focusing on here. So now what is this DB going to be looking at? Anytime he's an off man, or even if he's in zone, he's going to go off of field. So it's also important to make sure that my body goes to that out route. But, when I come off of here and I give him this quick little 1-2, you see how Miller throws his whole entire upper half to the out, right off of that first step. That first step, anytime I'm doing like a rocker step, anytime I'm doing some kind of one-step hard cut to the outside like this is kind of what I need to do. So when he goes 1, 2, you see how he pushes off that first step. It's all about being explosive. Anytime you're doing a double up or a double move or whatever, or 1-2, it's all about being explosive off that first step, right? So that first step, it's very sudden, and he's pushing off of that because we want to throw my hip out. We want to step wide, right? Because when I step wide, what does that do? That'll bring your body there. That'll throw your hip there. So if the DB's watching his hip, he's looking in the backfield right now, right? So this tells me that it's probably a zone coverage look, and he's going off of field. He feels Scotty Miller going to this out route, right? But if it were an off-man situation where he's looking at us and he's watching our hips, same result, because when you throw your upper half, that's where he's going to be looking. So that's what we got to turn, right? But now, even more so important, because I got speed into this break. He doesn't slow down. He doesn't start chopping his feet and slow down to give this DB more time to react. He's got speed into this break. So when he throws that 1-2 and he really brings his body down on that angle, he sells and commits his upper half. That's just going to get this DB to jump because he's going off of feel. He feels our body. He's going here. He's looking at the quarterback. He sees this out of the corner of his eyes. He feels our body go to that out route. Then he's able to jump it. I get him to stumble, and now I'm able to accelerate up. Now on this catch portion of it, you see double coverage. Great throw by Tom Brady, fitting this thing into that window. But obviously a great catch by Miller. So it's real important. You see how he's here. I know a lot of people struggle with this, and a lot of people ask me this, catching over the shoulder, right? Or catching in traffic. And the one thing that remains consistent that I say over and over and over again is that you got to catch with your eyes first, right? So making sure that when you watch this thing in, it's not just like, okay, I see it and it falls into that bucket you have with your arms, and then you're not looking at the ball and you're looking forward, right? The only thing in your line of vision should be this football. So you should be looking this thing all the way into this tuck, all the way, see the ball hit your hands. That's how you concentrate in a situation like this where you got tight coverage, guy coming trying to take your head off, and you focus on that football, right? That's just got to be an instinct that you guys have. How you guys can work on this is maybe you run over the middle, you have a quarterback throw this ball to you, and you just focus on tracking it in, and maybe you have a guy with like a pool noodle or like a pillow or something hitting you, right? Hitting you over the middle. As you go over the middle, works on concentration. You work on focusing and looking at the ball, and maybe you do it with the tennis ball to work on hand-eye coordination, but it's all about being able to watch that thing all the way with those eyes. See the ball hit your hands, and that's going to help you guys with tracking over the shoulder and being able to track in tight coverage like this. Great job by Scotty Miller. Let's watch the thing again, full speed one more time. Great job selling this out route, going off of field. Throw your body to that outside to get that DB to jump on this thing, okay? So now we're going to be looking at this like tight formation here. Now this play, this is from and there are plenty of other routes Scotty Miller ran this year that I wanted to include in this. But these are the two most recent ones that popped out to me. Now, this one, to be honest with you, nothing fancy. He just beats this dude. He just runs right by him. So let's play full speed, but we're going to talk about what this sets up, right? Because this is kind of what builds on everything against zone coverage. How you beat zone coverage is all predicated off of what Scotty Miller just did, and that's what we're going to be focusing on today. So everybody's probably familiar. If you're not brand new to this page, if you've been watching these videos for a while, everybody's probably familiar with the blind spot, but I'll go over it just to be sure. But this blind spot, what a blind spot is this right here from this DB, where we're in this kind of range where he cannot see us because he's in zone coverage and he's facing the quarterback. He's bailing. It's like cover 3, cover 4, whatever it is, kind of depending on the coverage. He's bailing out of there, and we get to that blind spot to navigate because he's not looking at us. He's looking at the quarterback. So again, it brings me back to that same point that we were talking about before on that out route. He's going off the field, right? So you see when Miller goes here, this is what builds on the separation on every single route that you guys run. You see how he's here and he's fast. He's going full freaking speed. That's what we need to be able to do, right? Where anytime we're trying to get to this blind spot, anytime it's zone coverage, we got to make this DB feel my speed, right? Because if I don't make him feel my speed and he's not threatened by my speed, he's going to be confident that he could stay over the top and keep everything underneath him. He's not going to be anxious to jump on a whole lot. You know what I mean? If he doesn't feel my speed, if he knows that we're not a vertical threat, he'll be real comfortable out there. We want to make that DB as uncomfortable as possible because when we get to this blind spot right here, imagine if we had to run a comeback, right? Imagine if we had to run a comeback. This DB's fully turning out of there. I get to this blind spot. I snap it off. I got a lot of separation. You snap this thing off right here on a comeback, I got a lot of separation. Maybe I just run a quick little stop route and I hook up right now. That DB's going to drift out of there because I did such a great job selling vertical on this. So maybe I beat this DB one time. Maybe I'm not even necessarily getting the ball. And I get to this blind spot and I let that DB feel my speed because that sets up so many other things because look what he does. He speed turns, right? This or not necessarily, I would call it a speed turn. Well, he probably should have speed turned right there, or sped turn, because he stays open and he's looking at that ball and we beat him over the top every single time. He speed turns, he's right there. But in an actual, now when he comes back to the sideline after getting just dogged on this, what do you think is going to happen the next time we attack a blind spot from this DB? He's going to be running out of there. He's going to be on his horse and he's probably going to turn and run with us rather than trying to backpedal and stay inside looking at the ball and just let us slip right behind him, right? So that's what this blind spot does. That's why I like this play, and that's why I wanted to include this play because, yeah, no doubt, he just beat him with speed. He's just faster than this guy, and he just ran poor technique by the DB. But what it sets up on so many different routes, you could get to here, and you could snap it off and run a dig. You could snap it off and run a curl. You could snap it off, run a comeback. You could run a post. You could run a corner. Whatever it is, there's so many different things you could do from this blind spot position, and that's what we got to consistently try to work to get to against any kind of zone coverage DB, okay? Let's watch this thing full speed again. Great job just beating him with speed. Sometimes that's what we got to do. We just got to be faster than this guy. But what it sets up is how you guys get separation. A fade is how you create separation on any single route. All right, guys, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, leave those in the comments. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And again, if you guys want to improve your route running in 10 days, you want 10 days step-by-step. Day 1, we do this. Day 2, we do this. Step-by-step process. Check out that very first link in the description to improve your route running. Hope to get you guys on that soon. I'll see you guys next time.